Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes Reacts. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Collectively, we are the $5 billion Office Blokes. Yeah?
If only.
Close to it. I'm $6 billion man.
Fair enough. I'm about $7 billion away from being a $5 billion Office Bloke. Figure that one out.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are the Office Blokes. I think Office Bloke Daz wants to tell you about something.
Yeah, we've got two other channels. We've got Office Blokes Try, where we try different things from around the world. And we've got Office Blokes Podcast, where we talk to local celebrities, we talk football,
nutcases.
we talk all kinds of stuff on there.
Yeah.
But if you got any topical content you want us to discuss, send us a message to officeblokesreact@gmail.com and we'll have a podcast and chat about it, I think. And we've also got merch as well, which you two fine gentlemen are displaying there.
You and Office Bloke Mike talk Premier League, English Premier League football as well on the podcast channel, don't you?
Yeah.
Which may appeal to a few people watching this.
When it's on.
Yeah, when it's on.
Yeah, I've had some good feedback on that as well. A lot of people say it's an honest podcast, which it is. We talk
exactly what it is, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
And we do know our English Premier League football.
People are used to sports podcasts and sort of punditry being a bit biased, I think. And like you two can actually be subjective.
But we can also be very biased as well.
Of course.
We've got our own clubs, which you can't help. Yeah. But to be fair, I mean, we give credit where credit's due. Yeah. We've had a go at times, teams before and stuff like that, but then we've backtracked all on players and said, they've done all right. So.
Big one coming up this week. Because we could talk about the Newcastle takeover.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Anyway, right, inside the $5 billion SoFi Stadium. I'm guessing in the States because they're saying $5 billion.
Yeah.
Must be.
What sports franchise can afford a $5 billion stadium?
All of them, because nowadays a stadium costs at least $1 billion minimum.
Really?
If you're going to build a new stadium nowadays.
What did Tottenham's ground cost?
$1
billion?
That's the best stadium I've been to.
It's £1 billion, wasn't it?
It's £1 billion. It's the best stadium I've been to. It's and that's where they host the NFL games over here.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's my son said to me, my son's been to the stadium, and I've actually said to him, they've got another pitch under this one where they host the NFL, and this goes to show how kids don't listen, because when the other day he said to me, I was watching the NFL the other night, you never guess what? I went, the pitch comes up and another one rolls out. He went, yeah. I went, I told you about 4 times.
Crazy. Anyway, let's get into it. Inside the $5 billion SoFi Stadium. Let's do it.
Say hello to the most spectacular addition to this year's NFL season, the SoFi Stadium. Home to the LA Rams and LA Chargers, this revolutionary build cost over $5 billion, making it the most expensive sports ground in the world. This stunning indoor-outdoor complex features not only the league's latest, greatest and most technologically advanced stadium, but also a 6,000-seat performance area, a 2.5-acre plaza, a 25-acre community park and a 5.5-acre lake.
Wow.
As both the Rams and Chargers start to lay down their foundations in sunny California, the SoFi Stadium...
I'm thinking this is probably where the Super Bowl is going to be held this year then, is it? Because it's in LA.
You did say it was California,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is then.
So it's saying that the Chargers and the Rams, was it, that they're making this their home. Have they moved from somewhere else?
Well, the LA Rams used to be the St. Louis Rams.
Right.
I think they maybe. I think with the Chargers, San Diego originally, and then did they go to Las Vegas? Maybe, or one of them went to Las Vegas. I think it's a franchise. They move around. Franchises move around.
Well, I remember when we did we did a Cleveland Browns reaction, and it talked about them moving from.
That's right.
I think they moved state at one point.
Yeah,
and I couldn't get my head around it because I was like, you're very rigid in the UK.
The Rams, I think the Rams might have been LA to start with, or something like that, and then they went to St. Louis, into Missouri, so then they went back to LA, or they went to LA. I don't know whichever way, but
it'd never work over here doing that, would it? If you took Liverpool,
someone has done it.
Who?
Wimbledon did it to make MK Dons.
Ah, yeah, you're right.
So they made some Milton Keynes. Yeah, so it has been done over here.
Yeah.
But they sort of went out of business, though, didn't they? And
it
was maybe slightly different, but
the bigger teams, like the top flight teams, you won't get it.
No,
well,
I don't think it.
Well, I'm talking about with Newcastle.
Well,
We'll talk about that.
Theory on that, haven't we? I thought it was unusual to have 2 big teams in one stadium as well.
The Giants, the New York Giants and the New York Jets shared a stadium. It's called Giant Stadium.
Of course,
so I think there's quite a few that probably shared stadiums.
It does look impressive, though, doesn't it?
Big time.
It looks amazing.
It doesn't look much different from Spurs Stadium when you look at it from certain angles. But obviously the roof and the outside area is very different.
Yeah.
Along with its surrounding landscape, will play a key role in attracting local fans and bringing in those from further afield. Let's take a closer look at this multi-billion-dollar sporting masterpiece. Funded and developed by Rams owner Stan Kroenke, the SoFi Stadium...
You know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Do you know who he is, Dave?
No.
Stan Kroenke? Pardon?
No. Liverpool owner, isn't he?
No.
Oh, Arsenal.
Arsenal's
Of
owner.
course, Arsenal.
Oh, right, really?
Arsenal,
Wow.
yeah.
And they've got one of the best stadiums in the UK as well.
Does he still own them? Because I know there was something going on with that.
No, he owns it.
Right,
Usmanov,
okay.
he bought Usmanov. I think he bought Usmanov
did he
out.
buy him out?
And the guy from Spotify's trying to buy Kroenke out now.
Right.
Wow.
is intended to be so much more than simply a playing field for the NFL. The stadium itself will act as the centerpiece of a huge entertainment, retail, commercial and residential development that sprawls across nearly 300 acres of pristine landscape. There's a lot going on in and around this new mega project, from the new NFL media headquarters to the retail spaces, hotels, apartment buildings, parks, you get the idea. The unmistakably massive arena is, of course, the main attraction. With a game day seating capacity of 72,000, it's currently the third largest stadium in the county. The SoFi Stadium can also extend its capacity to hold up to 100,000 guests. Quite the party trick that will certainly come in handy when the FIFA World Cup and Summer Olympic Games make their way over to the States. The seating arrangement is...
When's the World Cup in the States?
No.
It's not.
It's when it does. It will be back there, won't it?
Oh, so that was just speculation.
Yeah, for when it does.
Right.
I wonder how they make it bigger. It's got
Probably,
like another...
No, it's probably if they do a concert there, then you can use the floor space.
Yeah,
maybe.
I thought they mentioned like the World Cup for like football matches and stuff.
Yeah, but
it'd be like another 30,000 seats,
probably,
wouldn't it?
Well, you might not need as much on the sidelines as what you need for an NFL game.
Right, with the
I don't know. You might be able to put extra seats, but I was assuming there he was talking about maybe for an event where you could use a floor space like a concert, or something
possibly.
like that.
Yeah,
but then again, you lose the backstage of the concert, don't you? So
yeah.
itself is quite typical of most stadiums. However, its proximity to the playing field is on the limit of what the NFL will allow, which for obvious reasons is a great thing for the fans. The 92,000-seat Rose Bowl in Pasadena and 77,000-seat neighbouring Coliseum might beat the SoFi Stadium in terms of standard capacity, but are nearly 100 years old. They're both seriously outdated and don't even come close when we start getting into the features. The SoFi Stadium has set a new standard for the world of sports stadiums. From end to end, the SoFi is filled with the best of everything. We're talking top-spec technology, luxurious executive suites, fine dining, and impeccable amenities. Everything you need to create an unforgettable and mesmerizing experience. The most obvious example of the amazing technology to be found within is the giant 360-degree video board that dominates the interior of the arena. Measuring in at 120 yards long and 75 yards wide, the screen is 20% longer and 50% wider than the regulation football field that sits right below. The double-sided 80 million pixel 4K Oculus display is the largest video board ever made for a sports venue, offering every attendee a perfect view of close-up gameplay, instant replays, advertisements, and of course, the score. Weighing more than 1,000 tons, getting the screen suspended was no easy task, but still, that wasn't the hardest engineering feat facing the SoFi design team. Due to the...
This looks mint, man.
How much do you reckon that screen cost?
What a stadium, right?
Gee,
it's got to be a one of a kind.
Do you know when you go to stadiums and you look at what they do with the acoustics that go into it and the noise that comes out from the fans and stuff like that, and to get the atmosphere going, and you look at that big screen like that, and you look at it's the future of. I mean, you look now at all the clubs where they make the money in the UK. They make it from corporate hospitality.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm not talking about game day. I'm not talking about the sponsorships they get into and all that kind of stuff. They've got match going fan or the day going fan. And you look at how much corporate hospitality must be in here, and they talk about fine dining and stuff. I mean, I go to many City games where I do corporate hospitality, where I do the fine dining, and the food is better than most restaurants you go in.
Yeah.
It really is incredible. And in some places it's shit, but it's for the best part, if you go fine dining, it's really good.
Top stuff.
And this looks mint, this stadium.
It doesn't. I mean, that, even from the outside, I kept thinking it was a different building, that one of the other ones, but that's the actual stadium, isn't it?
Yeah.
This looks
even from the outside, it looks amazing.
It becomes a landmark as well. It becomes a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
Like Wembley's a similar sort of thing that's become a tourist attraction. People want to go and see it.
It's crazy. I still can't get over that TV screen.
I know, but you look at that. You look at Old Trafford.
How
outdated they are. And, they're talking about that with the Rose Bowl and the Coliseum.
Massively, yeah. I mean, you look at these new stadiums.
That looks mint.
They're on a different planet, aren't they?
Yeah,
they really are.
Stadium being located relatively close to the LAX airport, the build had to adhere to strict height restrictions. For this reason, the playing field and lower floors are actually situated 30 metres below ground, reducing the venue's vertical footprint significantly.
Wow.
More than 5 million cubic metres of dirt had to be excavated from the stadium bowl and redistributed around the site. you'll notice how the sleek roof adds to the SoFi's low profile, which is an amazing feature in its own right. The asymmetric design of the shield-like roof acts like a great big air duct, channeling the ocean breeze through its aerodynamic shape, cooling the stands and fans in the process. Massive 60 by 60 foot sliding vents can also be opened even wider, increasing airflow on those really hot summer days. The entirety of the roof is clad in frit pattern ethylene tetrafluoroethylene, or ETFE, which is an incredibly durable, translucent plastic that shades visitors and reduces the sun's heat by around 50%. Although California is not exactly known for its frequent showers, the enclosed roof will also do a great job at keeping everybody inside dry whilst maintaining an outdoorsy, fresh air feel. Surrounding the circumference of the stadium are a number of huge pillars. These supports prop up the stands and hold up the bulk of the roof structure, but also hide one other very important feature. The stadium sits right next to the Newport-Inglewood fault line, making the site particularly prone to minor and potentially major earthquakes.
Wow.
To prevent the structure from crumbling under the stress of a tremor, each of the supporting pillars house an isolator at each end, allowing the structure to flex and move without causing any significant damages. Connected to the stadium via a number of well-designed pathways and running trails is the SoFi Stadium's Lake Park, the other main attraction of the vast development. The park will be open to the public year-round, offering a stunning escape for both visitors to the stadium and residents local to the Inglewood area. The adjacent artificial lake was inspired by the lake that used to sit in the middle of the Hollywood Park racetrack, which used to be located on the very same site. The newly installed water attraction is topped up using water runoff from all around the complex and is surrounded by a unique variety of exotic trees, plants and flowers. Intended to mirror natural environments found across the Mediterranean, the Cape of Africa and parts of Chile, the gardens throughout the park are incredibly unique and offer an inspiring environment to get away from the urban surroundings. Unlike most large-scale multi-billion-dollar developments, the SoFi Stadium ticks all of the right boxes and is predicted to become a huge asset for not only the state of California, but for the people of California, especially those who live in close proximity. The development has and will continue to provide thousands of jobs, attract countless more yearly visitors, and will facilitate the opening of many locally owned businesses. As the arena starts to host more events as current restrictions are lifted, the SoFi Stadium will certainly cement itself as America's flagship venue.
Amazing.
That's boss, that. Wow. Isn't it? I want to go there.
That's amazing. I'm
got to go there.
I'm not surprised. Sort of like architects have to train for like, 10 years, 15 years or something. I mean, coming up with things like that. Where'd you start? A piece of paper and you end up with that. I'm
assuming that's where when was that video done? 2020. So yeah, I'm guessing that's where the Super Bowl's. No, that's not 2020, was it? That's a different video.
Yeah.
That's the same video. 2020. So I'm guessing that's a Super Bowl venue. And I've had prices for the Super Bowl tickets.
Have you? I've had a few DMs saying that.
Is it a bit eye-watering?
Yeah. I've had a few DMs saying Daz is dreaming if he thinks he's going to the Super Bowl.
Do you want to bet the price of the ticket that I'm going?
How much you're paying?
I'm going.
No, but how much you're paying for your ticket? Is that
I don't know whether I'm paying the price quoted, but I'm going.
Yeah.
And I will be in the stadium.
What have you been quoted?
$5,500
for one.
Wow.
That's roughly what someone DM'd me and said, this is what you're looking at if you want to go, yeah.
So whoever thinks I'm dreaming, you're dreaming. Because I'll be there.
You'll have the pictures to prove it.
Yep. I'll be all over social media with that. Offsport Daz on Instagram, Offsport Dave on Instagram.
You have to do some TikToks live from the Super Bowl, do everything.
Whoever don't believe me, I'm going to Europe this week for a football match, so if they don't think I'll travel for games and spend money on it, I'm dreaming. I do spend money on it.
Yeah.
I think it was more maybe the fact that we might have been underestimating how much tickets actually were.
No, I knew. My mate went a couple of years ago and he paid £3,800.
Yeah.
And that was in just regular stands,
So is that from touts? So do they?
It's from like an agent. It won't be an official.
Yeah. Because
it'll be an official reseller. Won't get ripped off for fucking
what's the face value of the ticket?
I think that they probably I don't know what the face value would be. I'm not sure.
It won't be cheap anyway, would they?
No.
I guess.
No,
but that's not going to be in the thousands, is it?
No,
face value.
But I went to look at the game. There's a game this weekend with Baltimore and in London, but I can't go because I'm away. But I asked my mate for a price, and they were quoting me. Someone said, "Oh, you can get them, but you're going to pay in the thousands." I'm like, "What? Tottenham Stadium?"
Where's that Tottenham?
I just phoned someone at City and see if they can get me a ticket from their counterpart Spurs. Yeah. So I phoned them. Someone said, "I get you tickets." It was about 8 rows back, £300.
Yeah. Right.
And that's nothing.
I found them on eBay, £720 for 2.
Yeah. Well, I found them on Viagogo for £300.
Yeah.
9 rows in from the side.
Yeah. That's for a match over here, so you can imagine how much it would be for a Super Bowl. And it'd be
it's going to be expensive. I know it's going to be expensive. Yeah, it's not going to be something I'm going to wing and try and get for 50 quid. I know that's not going to happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I'm realistic. I know I'm going to be paying in the thousands.
Won't be shocked to you, will it?
Yeah, unless someone's got a box, they won't invite me.
Nice move. Yeah,
I can drink. I can party.
That looks amazing. That stadium, doesn't it?
It's unbelievable.
Absolutely incredible.
I'm definitely going to go there.
That is just pure future, isn't it? And you look at that and then think, compare the Rose Bowl to that.
Yeah.
What's it going to be in another 100 years?
Yeah.
Exactly, what a stadium's going to look
Even
like.
just architecturally, just looking at it, I mean, it's just incredible.
Well, you see the way Spurs moved.
Incredible.
Tottenham moved their stadium to be very corporate, sort of like looking, and they've got boxes all the way around. And you look at, we've done it at City where we've got boxes all the way around. And then you've got, when you look at Everton, I think their capacity they hold for corporate hospitality is something like 200 people.
Wow,
it's nothing.
Really?
Yep. That's why they're having the new stadium built. And it's going to go from something like 200 to something like 3,000.
Thousands. Yeah, I was going to say. That's where the money is these days, isn't it? You're in corporate hospitality. It's big business for clubs, isn't it?
I mean, if you get a box in the Tunnel Club down in the private table, that's 12.5 grand UK.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah.
For one match.
Yeah.
You think how many normal tickets you've got to sell to make that.
And that's against Burnley.
Exactly, yeah.
No disrespect to Burnley, but you shit.
Yeah, that's again, that's just unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
What an amazing thing to see.
Yeah.
Such a feat of
But it's
engineering.
everything else again. It's like the surrounding area. And obviously, I know City did a lot at the Etihad, didn't they, with the surrounding areas, with another pitch and all sorts of stuff. Doing the actual surrounding area, it's an amazing thing to
makes a big difference.
Like you say, City have done wonders for Manchester.
Yeah,
with
North
the
Manchester. It's been a
redevelopment,
big redevelopment.
East.
And transformed it. So
East Manchester.
East. Is it East? I thought it was North East.
No, North East, but more east.
Oh, right. Yeah, fair enough.
But if you got, I don't know what Inglewood's like as a place.
I've heard Tupac rap about Inglewood.
Yeah.
So
that's where it is, and I'm guessing it's right near the airport. I'm guessing it's near the airport, and around when you live near the airport, it's never really that good, is it? In many places.
Tends to be cheaper, sort of like real estate, the property, doesn't it? For land and things like
but
that.
What attraction you're giving local residents, though?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Good that.
Yeah, loved it.
Definitely want to see that.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed that too. Don't forget like and subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.